Alright, everybody. Today we're going to talk about breeding. All things breeding, pretty much items. What items you're going to need to breed, pass down the IVs, the natures. Why breed? Maybe you want to complete the Pokedex. You want to get some battle ready for upcoming raids, raids in general, or PvP. Or maybe you're just shiny hunting. So, yeah, I'm going to show you right ahead a few things what you're going to need. Alright, so first off, we're just going to look at the items you're going to need. So essentially, we're going to need a few items. The first two we're going to need is going to be your Destiny Nut and your Everstone. So essentially, since we are breeding with a 6 IV Ditto, we're going to give it the Destiny Nut. What that does is that it pretty much gives us a better chance of passing down Ditto's IVs. Since it's a perfect IV, we have a higher chance of the Pokemon having higher IVs. And the other item is going to be the Everstone. So essentially, if you want to pass down the nature to a Pokemon, if you got a nature that works well with his stats, you pretty much want to give her that Everstone so it can pass down those stats. And a third item that I usually haven't seen many people talk about is going to be your ability patches. And the only reason why I'm going to say the ability patches is because let's say you got your starter from when you first started your game and now you want to start breeding it. You finish your game, you want to breed it, or you have a Pokemon that you don't have the hidden ability. If you use the ability patch before breeding it, the Pokemon can pass down that hidden ability. So that's what we're going to do with this one. But before we do, we're going to get some items. Alright, so we're going to go to Mesagosa really quick and grab some breeding materials. Pretty much we're going to need your standard materials for sandwich making. You're going to need your Destiny Nut and your Everstone for your breeding. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's go over here, and right as you get to the city, you're going to come right here. You're just going to grab one item ingredient if you don't have it, which is going to be a banana. Pretty much you're just going to need some for your sandwich. I already got 50. Let's get 20 more, whatever. We're just going to grab some, and then we're going to go grab the other items. So we're also going to need some peanut butter, but we're going to get it in a second. Right here, we're going to go get Destiny Nut, I believe, is right here in the Delibird store. So we're going to go right inside. Battle items. Oh. And you should have Destiny Nut right here. Pretty much you're going to want to buy one of those. That pretty much you're going to give to your Pokemon so you can bring down the IVs. So essentially for the 6 IV Ditto that I have, we're going to give it to him so that it can pass down the IVs to the Pokemon that we're hatching. And I believe if you go to General Goods, you should have the Everstone. So we want to get an Everstone as well, because that's the one we're going to give our desired Pokemon once we have the nature we want. So essentially, if the Pokemon you're breeding does not have an Everstone and you're breeding it with a Ditto, the nature is going to be randomized. You're going to get a random nature, but once you get the nature that you want, you can give it an Everstone, and essentially the Pokemon's going to keep getting the same nature. For the abilities, it's going to be quite different, and we're not going to have the item here in the city. We're going to get it from raids, which is going to be the ability patch. Alright, and from leaving this Delibird store, we're just going to go south over here. You're going to see this little building right here. Once you pop up, it's just accessories for your sandwiches. So essentially, let's buy what we need. So I believe that we're going to need, we already got banana. We're going to need peanut butter, and that's going to give us the great peanut butter sandwich number 17. That's going to give us egg power level 2. So let's go ahead and see what we need. I see the butter right here already. It says we have 12. We have like 50 bananas. So let's go ahead and buy some butter. We need some peanut butter. There we go. We got 9. Let's go get another 50 of those so we can make more sandwiches. And that should be it. I think we're running low on picks. You don't need any special pick. I mean, it's going to be pretty once you put it on the sandwich. But we're just going to get a bunch of random silver picks. Boom. And that's pretty much for the items we need for breeding. Now that we have our sandwich materials, we're just going to go and we're going to catch ourselves a Ditto. Alright, right before we start catching our Ditto, The only other Pokemon you want to make sure that you have with you is a Pokemon with Flame Body. The only reason you would want a Pokemon with Flame Body is because it's going to help you hatch your eggs a lot faster. So that's why I have this Talonflame on my inventory. He's pretty much the first one in my party. He has Flame Body. So this one's my to-go Pokemon every time I'm going to be hatching eggs. Alright, so once you found yourself your Ditto, we're going to go ahead and catch it, because essentially we're going to use this one to trade on the portal. So the only way to see it is once you go and go in the overworld and you press the left trigger, you should be able to see that it says Ditto instead of the other Pokemon name. So we're just going to catch it really quick. Once we caught our Ditto, we're going to take a look at it. This one is a non-IV. I feel bad for whoever is going to get this one. But we're going to connect to our internet. And we're just going to trade the Ditto. I'm going to go here to the Poke Portal. Link trade, and then the Ditto link code, that's gonna be, I believe it's 448 if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a look. 448 448, and we're gonna search, and essentially if you're trying to trade and get a foreigner Ditto, this would be the best way, and I'll show you what to look for before you confirm your trade. So we found a trading partner. So what you want to do is grab whatever Ditto you have. If you have one from a raid that you want to trade, go ahead. We're going to be trading the one that we received. So we put in trade it. We check the other Pokemon summary. That one's a Japanese Ditto. So essentially, we're going to accept the trade. We're going to wait for our partner. He probably saw that ours was a regular English Ditto. So we're going to trade it. Here's the thing. You cannot see the IVs when you're trading it. So that's why I said I feel bad for the person that's getting this one, because I'm giving him a English Ditto, but he has no IVs. Now he's probably trading in a better Ditto, and we'll take a look at the IVs once we received it. So usually if you have extras from your raids, 4 IVs, 5 IVs, 3 IVs, and if you want to trade them over to somebody, I mean, you could. So right now we're going to exit out the trade. Oh, my bad. We go to boxes. Now we can see that we got a 1 IV Japanese Ditto, which essentially is just about as bad as the one we sent them, if not worse, since they had no IVs. But because we have a Japanese Ditto, we're fully able to Masuda Method. You might not get the best stats, but now we have a Japanese Ditto to do our Masuda Method with, since our other Pokemon are English. Now I will show you how to use the ability patch. So I have all 3 starters, the first one up top being the one that I finished the game with. We're going to use the ability patch, and we're going to give all 3 of these the hidden abilities, and we're going to start breeding so we can try to get shiny with the hidden ability. Alright, now that we have the hidden abilities, we're going to take a look at the Pokemon. We're going to see that their stats are not really good, and we're going to start IV chaining them. So what we're going to do is, now that we have our set Pokemon, we're going to start breeding for them. And since we have a 6 IV Ditto mixed with this one, I already have the modest nature. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you an example of IV chaining. So I'm going to start breeding these 2 Pokemons with the hidden ability. As I start getting better IVs, I'm gonna start breeding the higher IVs with the Ditto until I hopefully get a 6 IV with the hidden nature, and then we're gonna use those to continue breeding until we get a shiny Pokemon. Alright, so I'm gonna show you what IV breeding chaining is. Essentially, what that means is that you're gonna breed a Pokemon that has no IVs, and you're gonna give it some IVs to the desired one you want. Essentially, I'm gonna show you a pattern, or particularly how I do it. I usually have these 5 IVs that I have here from raids, and right here. So today what I've been working on is an Eevee. So what I did is I want to get a Sylveon. I came and I grabbed this Sylveon since it has the 5 IVs. I came and checked on it. It has its hidden ability, Pixelate. So then I grabbed it and I started breeding it with my Ditto. So from when I was looking online, the best nature for this Sylveon was modest. So essentially, I started breeding the Ditto and the Sylveon with only the Ditto having a Destiny Knot. Since, you know, with the Destiny Knot, you pass down the IVs from the Ditto. Since I have a 6 IV Ditto, it was ideal. While I was doing so, I didn't give Sylveon any items. I didn't give him the Everstone yet. Essentially, we started breeding it. We were getting anywhere from 5 IVs to 3 IVs. But essentially what we're looking for was the right nature. So as you can see, we got a bunch of random natures: gentle, calm, modest. We have it here, but we have it at 4 IVs. So essentially we were looking for something better. So on and so on. We finished this whole box and we ended up coming up with this one. We got another modest that was 4 IVs. So then we started breeding this one with the Ditto. What we ended up doing, we gave this one the Everstone, which you see this one has it on now, and then we started breeding these boxes. So on these boxes, what we're doing is now we got a 4 IV Ditto and we got a 6 IV Ditto with the Destiny Knot. So that means that the 6 IVs are gonna get transferred down from the Ditto, guaranteed, and then you have a randomized IVs that are gonna be randomized from the Eevee. Now with the Everstone, that means that we're always gonna get the nature from that Eevee. Since we also made sure that the first Eevee that we were breeding with also had Eevee's hidden ability, which is Anticipation. I know that on Sylveon is Pixelate, but on Eevee's Anticipation. So that's maybe one mistake. If you're looking for Pixelate on an Eevee, you're most likely never going to see it. Now that we started breeding with these, now you see that we're getting modest, and now we're getting some 3 IVs, 4 IVs, 5 IVs. But if you go and take a look at a 5 IV, let's make sure that it does have the hidden ability, which this one doesn't. So this one has Runaway. So even though it's a 5 IV, it does not have the right ability. So then I kind of bred the boxes for a little bit until I was able to come up with this one, which one it was a 5 IV, and it had the hidden ability, Anticipation. So we kept breeding, and we just finished the boxes here, and we were able to come up with just one 6 IV with the hidden ability, Anticipation. So now we're gonna start breeding the 6 IV Eevee with the 6 IV Ditto. That way we maximize our chances at getting a battle ready Pokemon, or a Pokemon that potentially can be a 6 IV shiny, hopefully with a hidden ability, so that way we don't have to do anything else later on. Ew, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way that's a shiny. There's no way, dude. Oh my god. That's funny. That's funny, y'all. Woof, last Premier Ball. That pretty much should cover everything. The only things I didn't talk about was egg moves in this game, since you literally can give a Pokemon an egg move after you already bred them, after they hatched. So that's why I didn't really talk about that. The other thing is passing down the same Pokeball. So since I am breeding with a Ditto, it's always going to have the Pokeball from the parent Pokemon. So that's going to be that. Let's say I'm breeding 2 Eevees, and one has a Premier Ball and one has a Pokeball. Now because I'm breeding 2 Eevees and not a Ditto, it's going to be a 50-50 chance of me getting that particular Pokeball, or specific ball if you want to put it that. And that pretty much wraps everything up in this video. I hope that I was able to touch base on every little point that makes a huge impact on breeding. Sorry I wasn't able to release the video a little bit early. We've been sick and getting ready for the holidays. I hope all of you have a wonderful holidays, and if you're looking for a shiny, I'm sorry to disappoint. I wasn't able to get a shiny. I wanted to put this video out for the information. If you do want to see a shiny hatching, click the video on the screen. You should be able to see a Charizard or Spiritomb, and I hope I see you next time. Take care. Have a good one. Happy holidays.